Hello and welcome to Bobstercast, the podcast for all things Bob's Burgers. I'm Mr. Wizard and I am joined by Tare.
What up?
And we're excited to finally talk about season 2, which has one of the best episodes in it, Bob Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
All right. So before we get into that, just want to say that we are going to have a separate episode on Bob Day Afternoon next episode. But after that, how separate episodes are going to work after our season 3 and beyond is we're going to take the one with the highest rating and just go from there. Take the highest rating and do that episode.
Yeah. I'm excited.
All right. I mean, it probably doesn't matter anyway, because Bob Day Afternoon is probably the highest rating episode here.
Yeah, and if not, we're going to do an episode about it anyways, because both of us love Mickey so much. So
Yeah. So we're going to do the same format as season 1. We're going to start with ranking each individual episode and doing a short summary and giving our ratings for humor, story, and other. And and then the overall episode ranking. First one is the Belchies. The name is just a play on the Goonies.
Yeah,
which is a great movie.
It's so good. And honestly, I somehow did not catch on that it was like, because I knew that the episode was a reference to the Goonies, but I was like, why is it called the Belchies for so long? And then it took me probably too long to know that. But anyways,
the pest van is the first pest van that starts a new pest van every episode. Stan Berman, King of Vermin. I can't even read my own handwriting. And then the store next door is Uncle Marty's breast pumps.
God, this show is so lovely.
And the burger of the day, the only burger of the day, is I'm Mad About Saffron. All right. From what I remember about this is that there's a secret taffy factory, and they try to with a legend tied to it that there is treasure.
Yeah.
Just like in the Goonies, there was something treasure and One-Eyed Willie.
Yeah. God, this episode, I love this episode so much, and a big reason why I love it is because of Louise. She shines in this episode. So,
oh my god, yeah.
There's just so many good scenes in here.
And so for humor, it's pretty humorous. I gave it an 18 out of 20.
18 out of 20, yeah. It's so many, like, just the Louise, like, do you really want your life? We'll talk about it, but yeah, the humor in this episode is so good. And, like, Andy and Ollie, I think.
Oh my god, yeah. Booby.
And then Jimmy Jr. dancing, like, I know that it's probably based off, like, Dirty Dancing, but I so badly want to say Troy Bolton in a Bet on It style, like in the Taffy Factory. Like, that's what I thought of. Like, I know that it's because of it's probably a Dirty Dancing thing, but, like, it's, oh my god, it's so funny to just see him doing, like, the, like, Bet on It style, like, main character stuff. Like,
and then I think we may have talked about this in the Linda episode, about Linda slipping a penis pill into
oh yeah,
and there's a lot of humor in that.
God.
So at first, she's like, I may have slipped a penis pill into your drink or into your casserole. And because she wanted to do sexy dice or whatever.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's right. Yeah, I watched this episode with my mom, so that was a fun.
And then later in the episode, Linda's like, "Bob, how's your penis?" I don't know. And then Gene speaks up and says, "Mine's a nightmare."
This show is.
Oh. And this one has the iconic Tina quote, "If boys had uteruses, they'd be called deuteruses."
Yep. Humor. This show gets like 18/19 out of 20. It's so funny. Oh my god. I love the gum the taffy guy that Louise is stuck with underneath. She's like,
Oh my god, yeah. And then the grappling hook.
The grappling hook mention, which probably isn't a Gravity Falls mention, but I will consider it one because I love Gravity Falls.
And there's both Christian Shaw is.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
Based on when the episode came out and production times and things like that, it's most likely coincidental, but there's a chance, I haven't looked into it, that Kristen Shaw already had a reputation for saying grappling hook in a fun way, but I would have to go back through all of her stand-up and everything she'd done before that to figure that out, so I don't know.
But that's actually really cool. She just has a history of saying grappling hook in an awesome way. I kind of love that.
Yeah.
I don't know if she does. That's just the only option I could come up with, that it's not a coincidence.
Yeah. In our hearts, that's the truth, you know?
But I think that, hold on.
By the way, this is our editor.
The season was, hold on, when was the season, I just want to find this out. When was season 2 of Bob's Burgers?
Editing the Louise episode, I checked the release dates for the first episode of Gravity Falls and this season, and I think that this came out a few months before.
Yeah, so they were like tightly being made at the same time. So
right. Because of production times, really a chance that one would see the other and go, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think they also... hold on. When Mabel says grappling hook, that's also how it sounds when the Louise says it. I don't remember, though.
Yeah.
Maybe Louise sounded more sarcastic and Mabel sounded more excited.
Because in the scene, Louise is being sarcastic because Bob is like, "Are you sure there's nothing down there that can help you?" She's like, "Oh, wait, no, here's this, and here's a grappling hook." And she's like, "Do you really want your last words to be sarcasm?" No. And it's like so funny. But yeah, she did say it more sarcastically, but it's just crazy that like two characters that just are like Kristen Shaw's iconic characters almost are like have grappling hooks to them.
Yeah,
I guess. But yeah.
All right, now moving on to a story. This is a great start for season 2.
Yeah, agreed.
I think I don't remember. Everyone had a good moment in it.
Yeah, for sure.
Tina with Zeke and Jimmy Jr. And speaking of Zeke, this is the first episode with Zeke.
It is? I feel like, really?
Yeah.
I could have sworn he was in season 1. That's so funny. Again, we're really good fans of Bob's Burgers, but yeah. No, that's crazy, but Zeke, we love Zeke. Wasn't he in the Tammy episode? Never mind. I don't know.
I thought Tammy was later. I thought Bad Tina was season 2.
It is. I'm so dumb. Oh my god.
All right.
Damn.
And I just really love the Goonies, so
yeah. Valid.
That also bumps the story up more.
Yeah. And they like perfectly captured like the kids on an adventure kind of feeling that the Goonies has while also sticking to the Bob's Burgersness of it all, I feel like.
Yeah.
It's so perfect. Especially as like a episode one of like first episode of a season kind of thing. Like it was just so perfect.
And then this is also the first mention of Tina's diary.
Oh yeah. Oh
I
my
think.
god. It's probably yeah.
Yeah. Because then I think it was in this episode that Linda said she goes through Tina's diary just to make sure she's not doing drugs or whatever.
Yeah, and then she's like, "Oh, they're sneaking off to the taffy factory."
And then so for the story, I gave it 18 out of 20.
Yeah, no, same. It's so I just love like when animated shows do parodies of like iconic live action stuff so much. Like I don't even it's like Bob's Burgers is just like a prime example, but like oh my gosh. My mind is blanking now, of course, but like when animated shows, like the only one I can think of is fucking the Phineas and Ferb Star Wars special is so good, and like it has no right to be, and like there's so many other examples that my brain isn't letting me think of, but like when animated shows do like references or like in this particular example, like episodes dedicated to parodying slash being in the likeness of like iconic live action movies or stuff. It's so awesome, and like there's so much passion behind it, and
there's
I love it.
There's
so
a lot
much.
of episodes like these.
Yeah,
Like, well, some of them are like anthology episodes, like the Fron Files.
yeah,
And there's like 3 different movies.
yeah. Obviously, the Blade Runner one, which again we'll talk about 1,000 times.
Yeah, a lot.
A lot.
I think we've talked about it almost every single episode at this point.
Honestly, probably, yeah. Like knowing us, every episode is probably. I feel like if we ever get like a fan base, there's going to be like a times they mentioned the quote unquote the Blade Runner episode, and it's just going to be like Blade Runner counter or whatever.
Yeah.
But God, we talk about it, but you know what? We don't talk about it too much because this is a Bob's Burgers podcast. So
not a Bob's Burgers Blade Runner episode podcast.
I mean, could be if
All
we
right.
really tried.
So this is intro to Jimmy Jr.'s best friend Zeke. Which eventually, before we do the Jimmy Jr. versus Zeke episode, we got to talk about
Zeke.
Yeah, and we'll probably do a specific Jimmy Jr. episode, or just the Pestos, and then a Zeke episode.
Yeah.
And then Jimmy Jr. versus Zeke.
Yeah. Honestly, I feel like we might just do like a Pesto Siblings episode, just because as much as I love all of them, the only loving comments that I have for Andy and Ollie are just how fucking hilarious they are. Like I love Andy and Ollie so much. Like, oh my god. Sorry, this is not about that. They're in this episode though, and they are funny in this episode, but yeah, we were gonna do a Pestos episode, talk about how ironic and hilarious it is, while also terrible that Jimmy Pesto's voice actor was fucking involved with the Capital Store.
Do they have a new voice for him yet?
No, I don't think so. But I also think it would be very like in character for him to have been involved in that. I feel like I think we talked about this in the pilot episode, but like it's so like they could either do something really funny with it, or they could replace it like nothing happened, but still like I feel like Bob's Burgers is either gonna not reference it at all, or if they are gonna reference it, they're gonna do like the Bob's Burgers way. Like
Same with Rick and Morty, because Justin Roiland got fired too.
yeah, rightfully so. Fucking ill grows him. But yeah, no, fucking oh my god. It like I saw a clip. It's not Rick and Morty, but it's a show called Solar Opposites that I've heard it's really good. And Justin Roiland's character gets like stabbed in the throat or something, and then they're like, oh no, his voice has changed, and it's like the total opposite of his voice. Is just like a kind British man just speaking, and he's like wait, should we change his voice back? He's like no, I like it. And that's it, and it's just like that for the rest of the show.
The only thing is that they didn't do it with Mickey's voice.
Yeah, because it's the guy trying to do a Bill Hader impression, and it's just not the same. And, oh, it makes me so sad.
Yeah.
Like another, I love when shows like change voice actors and they acknowledge it because they always make it really funny. Like to completely go off topic, 2012 TMNT, it was either for the third season or the second season. The actor for the main turtle, Leo, got into some controversy, I think. So they had to fire him. And then, like, because this show is surprisingly very, like, dark and edgy. Not edgy, but edgy. And, like, so they had to change the voice actor for that one. And he just had, like, I forgot why. I only watched it, like, once or twice. But he like got this major change, and he has like this, and they're like, oh no, like he has this like voice thing going on. It's like, oh no, Leo, can you speak? And he has this raspy voice, and they're like, oh, surely it'll change later on, and then it just never does, and I don't acknowledge it. It's just, oh, I love when shows do that. I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. Also for Marshmallow. She got her boy. I'm so excited. I love Marshmallow. We're having a Marshmallow episode. I don't care how many times she's only showed up like 3 or 4 times. We're having a Marshmallow episode. I love her.
All right. And this is the first time I think that the end credits had an original song.
Is it? What was
Teddy was right about the treasure.
Oh.
And then I don't think this is relevant at all, but this is also the first time that the Pesto children's mom is mentioned.
Oh, sorry, we haven't seen a lot of her.
I don't think we've seen her at all.
Yeah. Sorry to bring this up again. That's where they could bring in Jimmy being involved. God, imagine. No, but yeah, that would be crazy. Yeah, I think this episode is just so. Oh my, I love this episode.
And then just a small note I had at the end, they didn't think there was treasure, but it was inside the taffy man. Yeah.
And Louise literally was like hitting him and shit, and then it just never came up. Like,
now hold on, I don't remember, why were they looking for treasure? Just was it like in the Goonies where they wanted to get money or something?
I think it was that, or Jimmy Jr. I think it was Jimmy Jr. and Zeke wanted to do it for some reason. Or maybe it was just because like he needed room to dance or something. And then Tina wanted to follow. And then because Tina wanted to follow, Louise heard about it and then was like, I want to go get some treasure. And then it was just a chain reaction. I might be wrong though.
So it starts off with them using a metal detector on the beach. And when they get back to the restaurant, Teddy's like, oh man, it would be so cool to take that into the taffy factory, but it's getting destroyed tonight. And then they do that, and Tina invites other people along.
Oh yeah, and then they were mad or Louise was mad when Tina invited Jimmy Jr. and Zeke, and then No, wait. Tina invited Jimmy Jr. Jimmy Jr. invited Zeke and Annie and Dolly.
Yeah.
All right. So for my total, I have 47 out of 50.
Yeah, I have pretty much the same. Again, we have the same ratings, just about because, like, again, I gave the humor like slightly a higher thing. I put 19 out of 20.
All right,
but
then you got 48, and for a total of I am bad at math. Hold on, or I'm bad at mental math. For a total of 95 out of 100.
Woo!
All right, now on to probably the best episode in the season.
Yeah.
Bob Day Afternoon.
Yeah, again, we're going to have an episode about this, but...
Yeah. So, we're not going to go as much into detail yet. We'll do that next episode when we do Bob Day Afternoon. But let's just... the pest van was the pest pesterer. And store next door is Hannibal's Dead Animals Taxiderm. And the only burger of the day I caught, I don't know if there's any more, was the charred to a crisp burger.
Yeah, I didn't see any other ones.
And let's start with humor.
I said 19 out of 20, and I love this episode. Like, it's in its entirety. The whole thing is funny. I just think that one scene where she's like, "It's my daddy's in there," and then Sergeant Bosco fucking kicks her back in the leg is like enough to just push it as a 20 to 20 humor. I love that scene so much, and it deserves to be like, I love that scene so much. So I put 19 out of 20 for this.
I have the same, or I have 17 out of 20. Just, I like that scene, but everything else is like, I mean, there's a little bit of stuff like Robot College.
Oh my god, yeah, that's right.
And then Sergeant Bosco makes like Bob's code name Fatty.
Yeah.
And then
the whole
Tina when they were packaging up the burger for Mickey, Tina drew a logo as a penis and said it looks like a fish.
Yeah. God, the show is just so delightfully unhinged. I love it so much. Another thing that I like to highlight is like when like just not even just like Louise fighting with Bosco, but the scene that happens, like the phone call, because like her dad is fully getting robbed and Louise is just like, "So what is your life like?" And he's like, "Me and a buddy of mine, you're head on money," and like and he's just like being so casual, and then the thing happens where he's like, "Oh wait, your kids work at your restaurant? Adorable." And then Bob is like, "It's more just about not paying," but and then he's just like,
all right, story. This is the best out of any episode I've done, any episode review I've done so far. I think I'm like quarter way through season 3 with the episode reviews. But we're gonna talk more about the story in the Bob Day Afternoon.
Yeah.
And the first mention of the loan payment for the bank. Yeah. So for story, I put 20 out of 20.
Yeah, same. I adore this episode, and the story is so good, and it's such a good idea. Beautiful. Ugh.
Yeah. And for other, this is the first episode of Mickey and Sergeant Bosco and Mr. Darling.
Yeah.
Who all show up in the movie.
Mr. Darling at the bank is gonna say, "Oh well." I love it. Sorry, I love the movie.
Yeah, just for that in general, I gave it an 11 out of 10.
Valid. Yeah, no, I put 10 out of 10, but yeah, I just, it's, yes, just yes.
So for Bob Day Afternoon, let me just calculate this real quick.
Beetle, beetle, boop, beetle, boop. The, math lady signatures.
97, and that makes it the highest episode in so far.
Damn.
Like, I mean, there might be higher ones when we get when season 14 releases.
Yeah. Oh my god, I'm so excited for season 14.
I'm so excited to do season 13.
Yeah, same.
All right. Season 2, episode 3. Now, season 2 started out like great, and then with synchronized swimming, it went like down, kinda. So, the pest van was Ratty Shack, and the store next door was Puka Pagoda. And there are, I only caught 2 burgers of the day, which is Use It or Blues It, and Do Brussels Burger.
Yeah.
And for humor, there's a few good things, like the raging staph infection, and Louise mentions that she named her poop Jezebel.
Oh god, yeah.
And I think this was in this episode where Bob tries to prove that Teddy will eat anything by giving him a sponge, and then Teddy just eats it and then says, "Oh yeah, that's a sponge."
You don't feed a guy a sponge, Bobby.
But those are the only like parts that really.
Yeah.
So I gave it a 14 out of 20.
Yeah, same. I didn't the humor in the show is really good, but like I put 15 just because it's like I just the don't feed a guy a sponge scene is really funny, but just like there isn't any other than that. It's not really a standout. There's not really a lot of standout moments in this.
All right. The story, it was okay. Really showed I mean, mostly Louise's more selfish side. I mean, I think Louise really dragged Gene and Tina into it. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And it it shows that they can like manipulate Linda to do their homework.
Really, it is. Yeah, like.
And then wait, I'll do the summary of the episode after this. And music, or okay, for story I put 16 out of 20. Just it was okay. It wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
What did you put it as?
For the story?
Yeah.
I put 15 out of 20.
Right.
It was nothing too amazing or what have you, but it was good.
All right. Music, I think this was at the end credits again, getting out of PE. That is really the only other thing that was.
Yeah.
So I docked it a point, just 1 point, 9 out of 10 for nothing else, really.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So now, let me just add this up. Oh, before I add it up, let's just do the summary real quick. So the kids don't want to do they don't want to do PE. So they lie to Mr. Frond about doing synchronized swimming, and Linda wants to coach them, but that goes terribly. All right. And the episode rating is going to be
Ba-da-da-da.
78 out of 100.
Ooh.
I think there were lower ones in season 1 though.
Yeah.
Like, well, I'll have to check. But yeah. All right, Burger Boss. Bob becomes obsessed with a video game when Jimmy Pesto writes Bob sucks on the leaderboard.
Oh yeah. God.
And Bob's addiction becomes like a problem for the restaurant and stuff. The pest van was Chester the Depster, and the fridge or the store next door was a fridge too far used appliances. Oh, a fridge used too far used appliances. Okay. And there are two burgers of the day, Good Night and Good Leak burger, and Band on the Bun burger. For humor, there's a lot of good quotes in this one. Like there's some talking about fish noose.
Oh my God. Yeah.
I just like how like Bob is like, it's the kids' night to do the dish, or I think it was Linda who said that it's the kids' night to do the dishes, which means we'll have to do them all over again.
That scene. Oh yes.
I mean,
Real.
I guess they're trying to teach the kids responsibility and stuff, and but then they have to add more work to themselves.
Yeah. Still doing it, but
And then so Bob and Jimmy Jr. or no, not Jimmy Jr. Bob and Jimmy Pesto's rivalry is really funny sometimes.
mm-hmm.
Like when they have a pissing race,
Yeah.
and then when Linda calls it a peeing race, Bob corrects him and says it's not a peeing race; it's called a pissing contest. And oh, I forgot where in the episode this is, but Bob gets high. I wrote that.
Mm-hmm.
And he was just funny when he was high. So for all that, I gave it 16 out of 20.
Yeah. It's very funny, but again, nothing like too insane, I guess. Not insane, but you know what I mean. I put 16 as well.
All right. So, story. It's a classic Bob and versus Jimmy episode. It really shows that Jimmy Pesto is a big asshole. And Bob doesn't handle it well. So, for that, I put a 16 out of 20.
It's 16 out of 20.
And then for other, Bob, there was a point in it where like Bob was just screaming in anger or something, and the voice acting for that was amazing.
God. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah, and it also introduces Daryl, which he's not in many episodes.
But the episodes he's in are so good. I love him so much. He's so funny.
So I gave that a 9 out of 10.
Yeah. Same.
All right. And is there anything else? No. Oh,
Mm-mm.
while Bob was working with Daryl to at the arcade, this is also probably should have went in humor, but the kids crashed a bunch of parties. But they just went to parties that they weren't invited to, and yeah. So for the total, it gets an 82 out of 100. which is not as bad as synchronized swimming.
Yeah.
I mean, 70's not terrible. It's not the best of episodes, but still. All right. I actually like this one. Food trucking. Pest's van was Mice Girls, and the store next door was That's Improv Theater. And the burger of the day was Chorizo Your Own Adventure Burger. And for humor, there is a lot of great stuff. I wrote a lot. I had to like write sideways and stuff. So first, Bob, if you die, I won't get remarried for 2 years. Linda, what are you saying? You're gonna get remarried? You're gonna get remarried?
I mean, you try being a single parent to those kids.
Oh yeah, true. And Linda, before hanging up with Bob, even though she's going outside to see Bob, is like, just gotta go. And Bob made a comment on that. I don't remember what it was. Yes. Linda's road rage when
Yes.
driving the truck.
Yes. Oh my god, yes.
Oh. I forgot who said this. I think it was probably Gene. It's not a lie if you lie to vegetarians. You taught us that. Bob is like, yeah, I did.
Oh god.
Probably because he wanted to sell more meat.
Yeah.
And near the end of the episode, when an angry mob is surrounding the truck, Tina's like, I don't want to die a virgin. And then Randy, the guy from the third episode in the series, Sacred Cow, is like, me neither.
Oh yeah, this is the theme, and then it's like, wait, that gives me an idea.
And last one is when Bob is using their college money, the kids' future college money, to buy a food truck. He's like, who else doesn't want to go to college? And I think he stole Tina's first, or took Tina's first, and then after he said that, Gene and Louise shout, me. Oh, I gotta give my rating before I move on. For all of that, it's 18 out of 20.
Yeah,
It was just perfect.
I put the same. Just so many funny standout.
All right. I liked how Tina was like just with their new personality of Dina, and I like the twist that the kids started lying to get Bob's Burgers food truck popular.
Yeah.
And yeah. So that's all I have for it, and I gave it 15 out of 20.
Yeah, I put 15 to 20 as well. Like, it's not really there's not a lot to say.
Yeah. And then other food trucking song could have been longer.
Agreed.
And it was also a different credit sequence than it normally is. Like, I think it's the first of the different credit sequences that they aren't like washing dishes or whatever. But overall, 6 out of 10.
Yeah. So,
All right.
agreed. I put the same thing because there wasn't a lot of standout. Like,
I mean, unless you consider Dina a different character than Tina.
That is quite the dilemma.
So total for this one is 78 out of 100. Oh, if this is okay, this next one, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it's gonna be great. Dr. Yap.
Yes. I love this.
So when Bob comes out of his wisdom teeth surgery or whatever he's getting, he thought Gail was Linda, and he kissed Gail, and Gail thinks that Bob is now cheating on Linda for Gail, and Linda, when Bob brings this up to Linda, she's just like, go with it.
Yeah.
So he does, and then it just makes problems. So he tries to get Gail and Dr. Yap together instead.
Yeah.
And this is the wait, hold on. We'll talk about that one later. All right. So the pest van was Wicked Witch of the Past. Oh, Wicked Witch of the Pest. And the store next door is Stickers for Men.
Stickers for men.
And the burger of the day is it's a fun time to eat rye MCA. All right. So Bob makes voice for humor. There's a lot. Just from Gail to just all the quotes, like Bob making voices for all the dental tools when he's doing that, and Bob stalling Dr. Yap, and then later in the episode, Bob is like, what if Gail wants to have sex with me? And Linda's like, whatever she wants. And Bob's like, sex?
Sex.
And then, oh my god, One Way or Another by Gail.
So, I love this cover. I gave the music like, oh my god, I love the cover so much. It's so funny and good. I love it.
And yeah, for Gail's humor and stuff, I gave it 18 out of 20.
Mm-hmm. Same.
All right. And then wait, never mind. I just remembered. Tina is also having a crush on Dr. Yap.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, Tina said, Dr. Yap, earlier today I fell for you.
Yeah.
And I think it was like, after you tortured my dad or whatever, because that's how it ended.
Yeah, and then that's because Dr. Yap is under the the alpha bro, like, this is how you get a woman to love you. From I think it's with the Prince of Persuasion or some shit.
Yeah, and Tina is looking and looking in on that, and and then she tries to use that to get Dr. Yep to fall for her, but I think Dr. Yep's a little too old for Tina.
Just a little bit.
So for story, I have that Jean and Louise's competition for the Jawbreaker was just amazing.
Yes, agreed.
An amazing B plot, and the A plot was very, very, very interesting and good.
Yeah.
And but it ended unfairly for Bob. I'm wondering why Linda was mad at Louise, or not Louise. Linda was mad at Bob for something, because it wasn't really his fault.
Yeah.
And then Dr. Yap tortures Bob for no reason.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to rewatch that one.
Yeah.
But for story, I gave it 17 out of 20.
Yeah, I gave the same. It's a lot going on, but all of the going on was really good. So
And then other, one where it introduced Dr. Yap, even though he was talked about in another episode, in a
yeah,
previous episode, but this is the first one his character is in.
yeah,
And then one way or another by Gail was just
11,000 out of. So funny. Oh my god, I love the cover. I listened to it to get my spirits up. Like literally, it's ugh.
so I gave other a 9.5 out of 10. And what did you give the other?
I gave it a 10 out of 10. Like just
Okay.
it's ugh.
All right. It's 8. I got it. 84.5 out of 100.
Damn.
And yeah.
Yeah. There's that episode.
All right. 3 more episodes.
Woo! Yeah, this is a short season.
Yeah. But okay. So season 1 and 2 were like the length of one season, but split into half.
Yeah.
All right. So we have Moody Foodie. Look, I'm trying to remember this. Is this the episode where restaurant reviewer? Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So it's with the restaurant reviewer who is very picky and shuts down businesses if they don't live up to his expectations because his reviews make the things have to shut down. All right, the pest van is Mr. Stompy's Pest Control, and store next door is Grindacologist. Burgers of the day are If Looks Could Kale and Kraut Down Burger. And humor, there's a lot of good lines.
Yeah.
Like this one, stalking dad quietly. I don't remember who said that. I should have put who said that. Maybe it's all 3 Belchers.
Yeah.
And then I forgot where in the episode this is, but Bob is like, if this restaurant fails, I'm going to kill myself. And Linda's like, that's the spirit. Linda's just always optimistic about everything.
Yeah.
Even if like, if this restaurant fails, I'm going to kill myself.
Yeah.
And then, quick, circumcise Gene. Yeah, circumcise me. Quick.
Oh.
And
Gene.
we've mentioned this a lot about how Bob loves their kids.
Yeah.
But then he's like, sometimes I forget how horrible you are at your jobs. And that was after he gave the bad review after the Moody Foodie.
Yeah, you're terrible. You're all terrible.
Oh my god, I can't wait for the Terrible Kids episode.
So yes. Oh my gosh.
For humor, 16 out of 20.
Yeah, I said character. I said 17 just because I'm
All right.
a sucker for higher ratings. I don't know why.
All right. Okay, so this one it's at the very end of the season, almost the very end of the season, and the restaurant almost goes out of business. And there were some parts that the kids just being very stupid and not in a funny way. Like, I know they're kids, but like you can write them to be funny and stupid at the same time.
Yeah.
And the parts where they were stupid and not funny just made me cringe.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of that. So 14 out of 20.
Yeah.
Even though I liked the plot and stuff, it was great.
But still, also at the same time.
Yeah. What did you put?
Yeah, I put 14 out of 20 as well. I feel like we have a lot of the same ratings. It's weird.
Yeah, like we almost made exactly the same.
Yeah, it's weird.
So this is the first appearance of Mike the mailman, and I don't know how many other appearances he has. He just is random.
Yeah.
He's like Mort.
Yeah, yeah.
I forget about Mort a lot.
Me too.
End credits had Bob's friends who owned a restaurant dancing while the Belchers worked, just in the restaurant.
Yeah.
And yeah, so 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10 as well.
Imagine we are the moody foodie of television.
Oh god.
And when our reviews come out of the episodes, the show, if it's bad, the show just gets canceled.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we have that power.
Totally.
Yeah.
I do have to say though, the humor in this really saved the episode.
Oh yeah. No, this episode is really funny. Like oh my god, I love this episode.
Because its final rating is 76.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. This next episode, probably like the second best in the season.
Agreed. Yeah, this is probably going to be a really high rating.
I don't.
This is
recall...
where Tammy shows up.
Yeah. So Vermin Surgeon is the pest man, and Valley of the Doilies is the store next door. Now, I don't recall seeing any burgers of the day because I don't have any written down. But
yeah, I didn't have any either, but it might just be because I didn't catch any.
What the hell? Okay, we're gonna have to figure this out. Why did I put humor as 13?
What?
Okay, so the first one I have at the top is do the janitor and the vice principal. Do the janitor and vice principal. I think they have beautiful children. When Gene was talking about the friend fiction.
Yeah.
And then Tina says, "I did," and they don't.
Oh God.
And then Tammy's insults were great.
Tammy's,
For me, the humor on this wasn't that great, but it did really make up in focusing on Tina's character development.
Yeah, I think the reason this episode shines a lot is just because of Tina and like the dynamic that she has with Tammy and like all of the this episode would like it's funny, but this episode is also just really good as like a Tina episode.
Yeah.
Like we talked about it in the Tina episode. Like this is just like a really good Tina episode. Like,
and then the last thing I have is when Louise is mentioning that Tina's gone bad. She's like, you've lost her mom. It's time to focus on your good daughter, Jean. She's not even mentioning herself because she knows she's not.
She knows.
And then when Tina and Tammy are doing that like lipstick stuff in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And they come out and Andy and Ollie are like, bathroom clowns.
Yeah.
That was funny.
That was funny. I think another really funny thing is just because I unfortunately am a theater kid / was a theater kid, and the whole cake thing being a parody of Stomp is just so funny because like I had to watch like the entirety of Stomp. I don't know if you guys will know what Stomp is, but Stomp is this like freaking thing where they just do like a bunch. It's pretty much the same as the cake thing where they just do a bunch of like clapping and stuff on stage. And I see the potential and I love it. But as like a 14, 15-year-old just watching that in class instead of doing like acting or whatever, I was bored out of my fucking mind. So just them doing a parody of Stomp is so funny. And it being patty cake and Bob's genuine love and passion for it is so good. Oh my god, it's
Oh yeah, I
Mwah.
forgot to. I was so focused on Tina's character development that I forgot to like that happened.
Yeah, it's so funny and perfect and just mwah. Oh my god,
That
it's so good.
okay. You know what? I'm gonna change my humor rating to 15.
Yeah, I put like a 15.5 just because like the cake thing is so funny, and then like all of
Yeah, and
Tammy, and
then
then
Bob's obsession made like Teddy uncomfortable.
yeah, and it was like if you're making like it's just
And then at the end, you see Mr. Frond is also.
a a caker. I don't remember what they're called.
I think it was Caker. Yeah,
Patty Daddy.
the
Oh my god, yeah. Oh my gosh.
all right. So for story, it was a really good A plot and a semi good B plot. Hold
Yeah,
on. Oh yeah, the B plot was that.
the cake thing. Yeah,
Yeah, and really, really, really shows Tina's character development, and
yeah, for sure.
really does a good job introducing Tammy.
Yeah, I feel like this is a perfect like.
And it introduces Tina's erotic fiction, which will be mentioned a lot throughout the series, like in the Blade Runner episode. What? Wait, but it
Wait.
wasn't the Blade Runner episode wasn't erotic though. So,
But
but still,
no.
yeah, I gave it an 18.
Yeah, I gave it an 18 as well. I really like the Tammy and Tina plotline is so like. Well, I mean, I gave it 18.5, but I feel like this like again as someone who grew up in middle school, just exactly like Tina, like the girl who was like in her notebook and like fucking like just it's so perfectly like when Tammy came up, like I immediately thought of someone she reminded me of in middle school, and then just like the energy of like it's just so perfectly middle school, and then obviously the cake thing is hilarious. So like yeah, 18.5 for me, but yeah.
Eventually, we might come back to this one and do
an episode just because we're probably gonna have an episode on Tammy. I feel like we will.
yeah. All right. Final episode of the season finale. Oh
Yeah.
wait, hold on. Never mind.
I was like, wait. I was like, yeah, wait.
I'm getting too ahead of myself. First, we have other. I gave it a 10 out of 10 just because Tammy and Jocelyn are semi-main, but not like Mort and Mike the mailman
Yeah.
side characters, but they do have their moments, like again in the Blade Runner episode.
Yeah.
But it introduced Tammy and Jocelyn really well, and then I forgot where the Bad Girls song is. It might be like just a like you know how they do a bunch of shows and movies do that. They have a song and they do a montage of
like the changing and the bad things that they do, and like
it's either that or the end credits song. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I gave it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, so did I.
Okay, so this one came out as 87 out of 100, which
Dang.
is pretty good.
Yeah.
It's not in the 90s like She's Cab Bob and I think She's Cab Bob was 90. I don't remember.
Yeah.
And
But so good.
yeah, and then okay, now we do the season finale, Beef Squatch.
Beef Squatch.
I have a lot of. So Linda wants Bob to do a cooking segment, and I think this is the first mention. So I remember we were talking about this in like I think the Gene episode. Peter Pescadero.
Yes.
I think
the
this
mystery.
is the mystery man, who will definitely be getting his own episode.
Yeah, and that episode is actually going to just be us silent for like 3 hours and just be like Peter Pescadero and then
Oh my god, that would be so funny.
God.
So Linda and Bob want to, Linda wants Bob to do a cooking segment for a show. When
Yes.
Peter Pescadero gives Gene a Sasquatch mask, he puts it on, and he steals Bob the show,
Yeah.
and that gets Bob more and more shows, and yeah.
Yeah. This is where the I smell fear on you or scene comes up from Louise, and it's so good.
I listed that quote in humor, and
Yeah.
okay, so the pest van was how the pest was won, and the store next door was wire hangers. Imagine going to a store that was dedicated to selling wire hangers.
Wire hangers. God, how would that do?
And then the mesclun round burger was the only burger of the day I could find.
Yeah, same.
Except Bob did make burgers for the show.
Yeah, but
that were specialty burgers, but like not
burger of the day, like
yeah. And there's a bunch of good quotes. What can't breasts do? I forgot who said that. But I think that was after Linda ruined their show.
yeah.
And Gene is like, I accidentally super glued my wiener to my remote control helicopter, and that was from Gene, and Louise responded with accidentally on purpose.
Yeah, no, their chaos is my favorite thing.
Gene calls the kitchen sink the guest bathroom, and he uses the kitchen sink to pee.
Ew.
And Louise is like, Gene, that's my spot.
Ugh.
And hold on, let me see if I can decipher this.
Me.
And then somebody says I didn't write who. I've been using the toilet like an idiot. And then Gene, I forgot when he said this, but he's like, I can date someone half my age. Gene, you're 11.
Yeah, no. This is also the one of Tina's quote unquote boyfriends, sort of. The creepy like fan of one of the people's.
Yeah, and he's just using her.
Yeah.
But she doesn't realize it.
Yeah. Poor.
Oh, his name is Nathan.
Mm-hmm.
So for humor, I gave it a 17 or is that a 17 or a 19? It looks like a 19, so I'm going to say 19 out of 20.
That's funny. I said it 18 just because, it was good.
All right. Where did my pencil go? Why did I lose my pencil? How did I lose my
pencil?
Pencil? Oh, there it is. All right. Story. I really don't see Bob and Gene being rivals making sense, but I guess it could. I mean,
it happened. So
yeah,
it just felt weird.
Yeah, like, and the things Bob was like saying about Gene too.
Yeah, it was like, what?
That's not Bob at all.
Yeah, hashtag not my Belcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was still interesting though.
Yeah, for sure.
And then them using Louise to like sabotage each other was interesting too. So I gave it a 15 out of 20.
I gave it a 15 out of 22.
Right. We are doing the same ones.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then I think Nathan is in other episodes, and that's the character that. Oh wait, no, not Nathan. I forgot the guy. but he's in a few other episodes.
Chuck?
Who?
The news guy?
Yeah. And the Beef Scots song. I think it might have been at the end credits. I don't remember. Or no. It wasn't at the end credits. It's another montage. But yeah. So for other, I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, I gave it a 9 out of 10 too.
All right. So, is there anything else? I already did. Linda shows her breasts. Nope. That's all. So, I'm gonna calculate this, and then I'm gonna calculate the season rating.
Woo!
So we got an 85 out of 100.
Damn.
All right, time for the painful part is adding all this together, and all right.
Bum. Bum, 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 bum. Boom. Boom, boom, boom.
There. So, the final season rating is 7.56 out of 10.
Whoa!
Which is 7.561 out of 10, which is a little bit less than season 1. So what I'm thinking is that this had less episodes than season 1, and also it had a few like episodes like what was it called, like synchronized swimming and other things. But the top episode, it has the top episodes of the series so far.
Yeah.
Or the top episode of the series, and the top 3 episodes of the show are Bob Day Afternoon, The Belchies, and Bad Tina.
Huh.
And
Makes sense.
so top 3 of the series are, first, the top of the series is Bob Day Afternoon. Second one is probably The Belchies. I don't remember. And third is Torpedo. This might change as I get a little more organized, but for now, that is our top.
Yeah.
All right. So, thank you guys for tuning in. This felt a little longer, but I don't know. I don't know how it will turn out.
But we'll see.
But yeah. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time next week for what was it? Bob Day Afternoon. Separate
Bob Day
episode.
Afternoon.
And then Mickey and Sergeant Bosco character.
Yes.
So
Yes.
thank you, and we'll see you next time.
We'll see you. All right.
Bye.
Bye.